me. Sunburn, haven't seen them since I was kicked out for murdering one of the former members. I just want a quick moment of silence for Stefano. He was an amazing salad artist, / the lead singer of Suddenly Salad. He used to be in Sunburn before I killed him. Again, why I was kicked out. Anyways, thanks for having me regardless. Did anyone hear that? That's unacceptable. Okay. So I'm going to be reading 2 pieces. For those of you who know me, I'm going to tell you something that you actually might not know about me, which makes it irrelevant whether or not you know me, because I don't think many people know this about me, which is that I learned to read and write in French before I learned to read and write in English. It was an immersion program. I'm not going to say too much about it because that's literally what this piece is about. It's called French Toast. And it starts off with a quote. France's education system is very thorough and challenging. So if you make it through the system, you'll have a good education. But the way children are taught is very much sit down and shut up. Interaction is not encouraged. And instead of being, interaction is not encouraged. Instead of being seen as something to learn from, mistakes are pounced upon and punished. There's very little sport, very little drama, very little teamwork, nothing to stimulate creativity or let children have fun. It's an environment where they're constantly told, "Tay Newell, you're worthless," and it's damaging. Peter Gumbel, author of They Shoot School Children, Don't They? What is now an unfortunate title, but don't laugh at that. France's school system is hard. That's the point of the title. Vengata! Au tableau! A hot shriek burned into memory into chubby young cheeks. Coucou, Weingarten, coucou. What were they thinking, letting real live Parisians into public school, their thin frames, thirsty mouths puckered, ready to suck the watery weakness of blubbering babies, pathetic American school children? A grand experiment. 2 towns in eastern Massachusetts decide to have a laugh, luring unsuspecting 5-year-olds into revoking the English language. And oh no, let's not have them speak a practical language, most obviously Spanish, second-pick Chinese. Oh yes, let's have them learn something much sexier, more cruel. A litter of young babes waddling and stumbling, unable to fully reconcile the absence of poundage from our recent lack of diaper butt. Corralled into classroom, wave of confusion claps. A young woman talks at us in French, slowly, thickly, gesticulating wildly, eyes pinched, already frustrated with our lack of understanding, as though we are young enough, like babies, to be thrown in the pool and not drowned. But no, with the bricks we shit into new panties we sank. And this is how I learned to learn. This is how I learned to lean towards the assumption that I'm not good enough. Whining, sit down, shut up. Like military, we are called by last name. Weingarten, that's me. I learned to be one of their cruelest foot soldiers, except not really. I'm more gay than cruel. But first lesson, Tay Newell. French kids are taught this, so we Americans are taught this, and also taught that Americans are shit, the most worthless form of child. Naturally, such internalized self-loathing needs outlets lower vermin than we. There's only one French class per grade. The rest of the classes, the majority of the students, are the English kids. War is a constant, most commonly sparked by French infantry yelling infantile profanities. English muffins, we cry. They shoot back French fries, which fortunately predates our congressional freedom fries. Otherwise, we'd be fucked. We'd be French fried, they shriek. And when we are really in trouble, they call us French toast. We have to strengthen our forces. We tell the schoolyard attendants it's just a wrestling club, not the shrieking fight pit it may appear to be. They say keep it above the waist, which none of us understand. The concept of genitals so arbitrary when we are but one legion of fighters, aligned against the tyranny of English teabags. We blindfold each other, fight with hands tied, laps around the yard, hurl rocks against chain link, ping. Let the ring of soft metal resonate. We are transfixed by the sonority of our fringe. Of course, chances to actually fight English kids are rare, but the display of force is enough to make us feel like assholes, real Parisians, marooned on this giant island, American filth crashing up our toes, trying to root our feet in sand, castles still cased in plastic tubs, the English still wrapped in their positive reinforced ping. This concept of total isolation pushes our trainings beyond the realm of tactile fighting and into survivalism, perched on rocks, grinding acorn meat into pulp, forcing ourselves to enjoy the bitterness. Naturally, such bitterness needs outlets, younger Frenchies than we. By the time we hit 3rd grade, we are paired with the new French children to teach them to read or whatever. While we are reading books to them, we make comments about characters, the moral fibers, whether they are like weak Americans or like us. My reading partner is a young girl named Molly. I don't actually remember her name because she is somewhat weak and irrelevant, but when Molly and I match up with another pair, we are joined with my peer Justin and his boy Sam. Justin is cool, always giving lip, nose a sharp spout, sneezing fireworks in the air to announce the parameters of where you will fuck off. A natural fit, a favorite poster child of sort of success, the teachers leave him be. I often catch him avoiding group activities, casually lounging in the reading corner, holding open a picture book about international children, eyes locked on the pages that feature young girls who don't wear shirts in their country. Cool. Being in groups with Justin, often wishing I could have his boy Sam, an athletic youth, dirty blonde and Jewish like me, a rambunctious type in the playground. After school lets out, we meet up with our youth in the yard. They wide-eye watch our different modes of combat. Occasionally they partake, circling our activity, throwing sticks into the rink either as offerings or as a challenge to our authority. They are becoming more brutal with one another. They certainly picked up on one of our favorite pastimes, ring wars, where two opponents swing from chain link rings, flailing their legs, striking out until the weaker opponent falls to their dooms. The wood tips are lava, but also they are large, lazy. They are national shame. Now, young Sam, he is rather good at rings, wagging back and forth, pacing territory. I see the other children see, cuckoo, Sam, cuckoo. I see the other eyes watching his course. And the teachers go cuckoo, and the teachers go a tableau, and the teachers go attention. And Mother tells me she likes my fucking sweater, and I say thank you. Oh my God, merci so much. But she yells merci, merci. No, merci. We don't say thank you in French. We only big heads, only pompous Americans say thank you. We don't say you're welcome either. We say de rien. It's nothing. And your sweater, oh this piece of shit sweater is nothing. I found it in a pile of garbage. Found it in a pile of puke next to a drunk priest with his dick out, de rien. And the children go cuckoo, attention. Feed out the lava, out of shame, swim for it. Eyes pinched, always frustrated, but good job, Sam, but not enough. And you're gesticulating wildly, thickly, like babies. Throw them in, those tantrum kicks, those flails, desperate splashing. We suck with each inhale. Hoo-hoo. The children watch Sam, and I watch Sam, eyes tracing his course. We watch when another child from the landing rockets, spit crackling, eyes sparkling, intent on Sam, who is struck. Ping. His body rigid for a moment until time releases. His neck peels back, his skull a brick. Shit. Everyone laughs. Sam face first and lard, lava crisping his cheeks. I can smell the shame. I can smell something else, something burnt. Sam says he cannot see, and his mother sees, and she runs. She collects him. I follow, transfixed. I follow to the bench against the fence. I watch her lay her child across her lap, holding his head. He is declared dead in the ambulance, but I know I saw a fence ruptured, a ping, a pang. Next day, a fleet of social workers are dispatched into French classes. I call them Madame, Monsieur, cry when they pity laugh, try to palm my shoulder, expecting us to melt at their touch, but we burn. Sizzle spit, just in sneezing at their attempts to console. Arms crossed, he says, Je m'en fous. I do not care. Seeing this, I suck my tears back in. I look at teacher at Madame licking her lips and suck my tears. I wedge my hand into brimming moist pits, suction locking them where they belong. Eyes fixed out the window, watching delicious acorns drop their thunder like pounding feet. Like school auditoriums, we strike our limbs, our chairs small pens. But when we go nowhere where sound travels, where Sam went, I am aware of his sister. Every time she passes me, the halls are empty. She is alone. She is English. Her 4th grade class is scheduled to read the wartime novel, My Brother Sam is Dead, and she is excused. The story isn't about how being French assholes led to a child's death. The story is about the nothing that ensued. Any pride holds the head high. We watch as they remove the rings from their chains. Rows of limplings hang empty. We draw no conclusions. To the adults who throw us pity, who throw us praise, we say de rien. And to the dead who throw us shade, who give us life, we say te nous. That's the first one. I mentioned they're true stories. I watched a little boy die when I was a kid. Yeah. That's what this, yes.